The Demon Who Owns a Garden. Chapter 1. A Journey Begins. Long, long ago, a war between the king of Edenia and the demons of the underworld had waged. For centuries, generations of the Edenian bloodline had continued this war in spite of the lives lost and the homes buried in rubble. During the 8th century of the war, an intriguing event occurred. A baron of the armies of hell had come forward, seeking truce with the king. "Too many lives have been lost," he said. "Why must we continue this pointless war when the reasons for it died so long ago?" The king was longing for peace and set out to accept this treaty. So for a period, all was well. There was no war, but the damage had been done. The people hated each other for the countless lives lost and mindless destruction, even if the war had been over and dealt with. A long peace followed. The underlying hatred was still present, but was slowly dwindling. Things were truly looking up for the first time in a very long time. However, one fateful evening, the king's son, too young to understand the consequences of his actions, wandered far from the safety of the gates. This young royal of the family wandered into the slums, too curious for his own good, and was captured by a group of ravenous hoodlums. Before they could take him too far, an insignia began to form on the ground, glowing bright crimson red, eventually exploding into a sickly green light. A demon, said to be taller than a building, appeared before them, adorned in a coat of fur, black as night, with eyes and horns glowing an ominous green like that of sunlit emeralds, its awesome power apparent to all within sight of this enormous beast. Both the hoodlums and the child died that day. The mysterious demon brought the body of the king's son to the front steps as a challenge to the peace, almost as if it was a test. Cease this temporary peace that has held for so long and delve into the war, or let the anger fester while keeping the guise that everything is fine. The demon settled in the plains where it now lives. It has never attacked or provoked since that most fateful day. Civilians report seeing it staring at the castle at night, its mysterious, piercing eyes and hulking figure standing still and watching. Just watching. Rumors say it plots to draw out another member of the royal house, waiting patiently for the king to make a mistake.
Your father requires your presence, dear. It is time.
Coming.
The door opens to reveal a woman with a flowing purple dress, a big smile on her face as she sees the man.
Good afternoon, Rupert. Has the day treated you well?
Indeed it has, Miss Raina. Nothing but smooth sailing for me and the rest of the staff.
Rupert, please, call me Raina. You practically helped raise me, remember?
Yes, well, you are still my superior, even if I've cared for you since you were shorter than even me. We were almost afraid you were going to be stunted in your growth.
Rupert, don't embarrass me.
Either way, Reina, we mustn't be late. The father requests your presence at tonight's gala. Some of the neighboring aristocrats and traders are visiting and require you for discussions since the king is busy with the generals.
Why must he always put these things on me? He knows how I am with the aristocrats. They are snobbish and their intentions are never true. I can't just sit there and take their boorish behavior.
Now, look at me. You have to understand that your father is a busy man. Ever since that wretched demon took your brother from us, the tension has made our nation almost fall to the brink of chaos. Your father, our king, is doing anything and everything he can to ensure our safety and protection. That includes preparing for war. So if anything, dear, your dealing with these people is nothing but a direct favor to your father. We are here, Miss Raina. I will await your further instruction in the dining hall. Best of luck, Your Highness.
Rest in peace. I do pray that Miss Raina is fine in all of this.
As do I. Such a tragedy this has been. It still appalls me that this was only a mere few weeks ago.
Welcome.
Have you Greetings,
tried
Miss
the low
Reina.
low? It is simply divine.
Yes, I did hear about the lumber shortages.
No, I don't want to see my pet goat. Are you mad?
Your wine, Mr. Papadopoulos?
Ah, yes. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, Your Highness.
These buffoons don't realize the amount of profit I have lost to that kid's fucking death. May the sky save his soul. If he hadn't have died...
Hello, gentlemen. I was told I was needed here by my father to discuss some business. My father is busy with the generals in his quarters, and I have been sent in his stead.
Ah, yes. The king's daughter has come to grace us with her presence. Thank you for joining us, Your Highness. Please, have a seat. Don't mind these two. These are a bunch of fellas who don't have tongues. Cut out from birth. They have a knack for staring. So, if you feel uncomfortable, let me know and I'll give them a proper lesson.
That won't be necessary, kind sir. I don't mind.
Now smiling at the two mute men, they smile back faintly but look down quickly. She notices the light bruises haphazardly covered in crude makeup. This man was just like the others, if not worse. A bad man. His intentions were bound to be anything but good.
Suit yourself. Anyways, Your Highness, I'm going to cut right to the chase. Ever since your beloved brother's death, my business has plummeted so far one can almost say it's pierced its way into hell. No longer do I get any profit from trying to sell my lumber to any kingdom. But my workers have up and left due to some fucking wild tales they believe about your brother's death.
And what might these rumors be that you speak of?
That the demon who was rumored to have killed your brother wasn't the killer, but an even more ancient denizen of hell. As an I know such buffoons are speaking gibberish and making me lose a lot of fucking money. I'm going to go broke within a week, would you believe it? It's rather ridiculous, maybe even days.
It's not possible. Surely father wouldn't lie to me. It doesn't make sense. I must prod further. Sir, are you insinuating that the demon who lives in our forest and brought my brother's body to my doorstep wasn't the one who killed my brother?
I mean, I wouldn't trust such low-life workers like mine. But if you are so set on believing a bunch of fucking peasants, you should ask the demon yourself.
Reina, without thinking, jumps up from the table, making probably the most reckless decision she has ever made.
Wait, Your Highness, I'm not done talking about what potential profits could be.
Get your slimy self out of my father's kingdom before I get the guards to take you. And leave those two here. Don't think I won't tell your partners what you're doing to them.
Yes, Your Highness. Come along. Let's find the lounge. You could feel nothing, bitch, if it weren't for your brother. You and your father will never hear the end of it.
Prick.
Miss Raina, it is so good to see you again. Are you all right? What has happened?
Rupert, walk with me.
Miss Raina, hold on! Dear, you must understand what it is you think you are doing. This is madness.
I just can't sit idly by anymore. I need to know the truth. I need answers. There's a missing piece, and I know I can find it.
And where might that missing piece be? In the monster's den?
Yes, maybe it will be. And so what if it isn't? I haven't been free to do what I want since the beginning. I haven't had a life outside of these walls or even in them. I need to do this. If not for my brother, for myself.
Do what you must. Go on this little quest of yours. I know I am incapable of stopping you due to my position, but understand this. This is a frivolous endeavor. I have cared for you since you were young, and I don't want to see you like your late brother. I already had to deal with the guilt and anguish. I don't want to deal with it again. Your clothes will be properly treated for your return. When you are done with whatever it is you will do to prepare, head to my quarters and open the drawer in my nightstand. May I be dismissed, Your Highness.
Yes, Rupert. I'm sorry, Rupert. But I have no choice. I need answers. No more lies.
Now, on the back of a horse, she looks back at the castle, at her home, at where Rupert will be waiting for her. She holds the gilded knife in her hand, the one from Rupert's nightstand. It's about as long as her forearm, and could almost be considered a short sword if it were mere inches longer. With an emerald in the middle of its hilt and the thick, embroidered leather on the handle, one could tell that this blade was far from ordinary. Sheathing the blade, she looks one last time before turning around to stare at the forest where the beast that supposedly killed her brother lives.
Whatever it takes.
This is going to be a long journey, and one can only imagine how it will unfold.
I crouch down as well as I can next to the tree, glancing at it as my hands run across the bark. I feel the grooves, the roughness, sap dampening my claws and fur. I touch the leaves, the silky smooth texture, the wetness from the morning dew, and the little bits from the bugs and critters who feast on the plentiful force of nutrition. I look down at the roots, connecting this being to the earth, giving it life and the means to provide the thick and intoxicating air I now breathe every day. I take my hand and grab the locket on my neck, opening the compartment to reveal a single ivory tooth. I need you now more than ever, my love. I am nothing without you but a mere pest in a sea of deathly eyes. You were my solace, and now without you, I am nothing but my solitude. I sit there for a while, twirling the locket in my hands, reminiscing. I snort, pushing the thoughts back, remembering what I must do. I stand, going to my full height of around 8 feet. I grab the giant axe on my back, a double-edged blade and emitting a green light. Settling it into the palms of my hands, I rear back the axe and prepare to swing. I will see you soon, Elena.
End of Chapter 1. This audio series is narrated by Matt Biggins, written and directed by Byron Jones, and produced at this here YouTube channel.
This here episode's cast stars, in order, Emily Curwood as Raina, Dan S. as Rupert, Theta as the Aristocrat, Vincent, Nate the Great, Duck Butter, Hinatazuki, Cam J. Cake, and Schlemo as our extra voices, as well as me, late FGC, or Byron Jones, as the mysterious voice at the end. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe for future entries. Stay tuned.